now that I've hit record, my sister has left. But anyways, when last we left the party, I should close the door actually. When last we left the party, as you can see, we were fleeing because two large, souped-up Alluvian frigates were bearing down on them. Now, as a quick reminder for those of you at home who may or may not be keeping track of ships like I do and may not be a fanboy for ships in general, frigate is the second biggest that it gets, period. Frigates are the biggins, the big ol' capital ships. The only things bigger are individual ships. There's not really a class of ship bigger than a frigate. There's just a few ships which happen to be bigger, like the Leviathan, the Bahamut, a few psionic ships. That's really it. So, so two giant capital ships, ships of the line, basically, man of war equivalents, just are coming after our crew, and somehow they managed to get away. By some miracle. And Guido is very confused about the fact that they survived this. Now, obviously, they didn't all survive because, in fact, their captain died. That was my fault. That was an experienced ex-military captain who was well versed in using this type of ship.
What happens when you don't wear your seatbelts, boys and girls?
See,
you get chased by Alluvian frigates and then you die.
This is actually something that has always bothered me about Star Trek. No, but
click it or die.
In all seriousness, though, so you guys are now fleeing north, no longer trying to even do active scans, from what I understand. Literally just go, as of this point, trying to get out of the war zone, which is probably your best bet, all things considered. And that's where we're starting.
I really wish I could easily access my motorcycle helmet right now because of Zan's seatbelt comment.
Yeah.
Sorry. Other than running away, I mean, are we doing anything? I don't think anything else would be smart at this point. So,
well, Z's going to spend a couple of hours making sure that we aren't going to do anything else stupid. And then she's going to basically request that Guido come with her for a second. She has something she wants to discuss.
Which side of me is Z on?
The side I'm normally on.
Okay. Which is completely wrong for me, so.
So look at Snarg and answer me.
Actually, if I look at Arsh, then I would be answering you.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, and unless there's something else going on in the meantime, then jump to that. Snarg, did you have?
The only thing I was going to do is help clean up the situation on the bridge.
I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, we took care of that before we left.
So other than that, no.
Okay. You should probably get some rest, considering you're
still
landing.
Really tired.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, they just had like an 8-hour rest, so I'm okay for a little bit, just in case something happens.
You had like a few hours of rest.
No, it was 6 hours.
Oh, was it 6?
Yeah. It is still 4 in the morning, by the way, as a reminder. What the hell? Okay, my Wii U just literally lit up out of nowhere. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that the light's on. It just lit up. What do you look? What? No, go away.
Play me. Play
Never. I don't have time. Continue.
Okay, so
nothing specific aside from looking out.
So yeah, Z and Guido, Zariel and Guido, will step out into the hallway. And
there's a message written in blood. Kill the Lugian.
I'm trying to save the Lugian.
No, there's nothing there.
Let's see. So you had disappeared, and
yeah, I was gone when you guys woke up.
Right. Okay. And then you came back and helped me get my armor on. So.
Yes.
Okay.
And based off of your awareness roll, I might have been there the whole time.
It's entirely possible. So, you wanted to talk to me?
Of course, you would say that right as I go to take a look at my popsicle.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Uh, Z mode, Z's. So I'm not entirely certain exactly what stunts that you guys planned on pulling there, or what in God's green earth made Snarg decide that he wanted to leap out of a perfectly good airship, or what made, I'm assuming that was your decision, to catapult ourselves into the bay of the other ship.
No on all counts. All I know is Snarg said he had a clever idea. He was doing some of his...
And his clever idea is to leap out of the ship to escape.
I don't know. He didn't tell me what his
doesn't
idea was.
matter. It doesn't matter. I presume I can trust you to get us home with no further mishaps. And Snarg's a big boy. Next time, let's not worry about losing our crew, any more of our crew, which I hired, which I'm probably now not going to get to keep hired, because I doubt they're going to want to come out of retirement when their captain was just murdered. Anyway, I have business to attend to back with the Maiden's Deceit. Our crew is being investigated. I assume you can get the ship the rest of the way to the bay safely?
Doing the best I can.
That's all I can ask.
Take over the captain duties and...
Keep an eye on Snarg. His mind was invaded by a Daracost.
Invaded by a Daracost?
Yeah, you don't honestly think that a member of the Daracost, much less of the House of Airfall, Garland's supporters, made it onto our ship with no one noticing while the doors were locked.
Tiny note, it was Vesmora, not Airfall.
Ah, the House of Vesmora.
I don't know how their magic works.
There's
Maybe.
not magic that lets you teleport anywhere that you want to go besides translocation.
Can't they open doors?
Theoretically, but that's a manual door. It's not a psionic door. They can't just be controlled with their mind.
I don't know how it got on the ship.
It invaded his mind. This isn't the first time we've experienced this. Psionic speak?
You're saying it's not the first time we've experienced it.
Yes, psionics. I'm saying that psionic speak is basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's an invasion of the mind. And as proven, in many instances, they can invade our minds without our permission. I mean, Fear and Asil was able to completely and 100% control people.
It's true.
Without their willing. So it would not be outside of their capability to project an image of themselves being in that location from inside the mind.
Good point.
And Snarg said she just kind of disappeared. So.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Definitely keep an eye on him. I don't trust Daracost, much less Lycanthrope, farther than I can throw them.
And her strength score is, like, terrible, so...
Actually, my strength score is decent. I'm just tiny.
So with her size disadvantage of negative 500, her strength score is terrible.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll get us back to the base.
I trust
shoot.
I can
What was
lead
it
you to
called?
put on a proper funeral for our fallen comrade.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
The fact that he's going to put on a funeral, I agree. That is just very
No!
true.
My camera brother, come here for a second.
Ugh. Why?
Seriously, you have to see this. Just come here. Hurry, before it goes away. Look at your video on my screen.
What? It's not that way on mine.
I know, but still.
Wow.
Skype created a fast-forwarded GIF of my brother talking.
So, as I was
Interesting.
about to say, I've forgotten. What was I about to say? Something about how I was going to... right. Snarg, meanwhile, I want you to do a... wisdom roll.
Okay. That was not a very wise roll.
How wise are you?
I am 7 wise.
Oh my god. Everything seems absolutely perfect. In fact, you feel great. You feel like this situation has turned out very well. And
I agree. I mean, definitely not dead, so that's good in my book.
everything is hunky dory.
Meanwhile,
No,
on
no,
the other side of the ship,
So, yeah, that's, I was gonna go somewhere with that, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
Meanwhile, Z is going to head back to the Maiden's Deceit.
Okay, well, when you get to the Maiden's Deceit at 4 in the morning, you pause for us to do something with Guido and Snarg for a moment.
Excellent.
So let's edit this. No reading manga.
I have to go to the bathroom.
That's much more acceptable. But, okay.
And I can read manga if I want to. You just have to say my name. And I'll come back out of it. You know that.
That's true. I only have to say it like 18 times. But
No.
once I
you
get to
normally
time 18, you are out of it. I will freely give you that.
F you.
So, I'm going to skip forward a lot for you guys.
okay.
What are you doing over the next
2.5 days.
a while?
Telling
we'll
spooky ghost stories.
Well, it's not 2.5 days. It's just a day.
In all honesty, it's probably going to be closer to like 5 hours for what I'm thinking. So what are you doing for the next 5 hours?
Okay. Well, seeing as how... Well, does the crew need anything right now, or are they...
On, like, all
okay.
of your characters?
I am.
Oh.
What'd you say, Snark?
Does the crew need anything right now, or are they okay? I mean, obviously we can't do funeral stuff.
They're a
right
little
now,
bit
but-
irked, I think is the word I would put it. But thanks to your wisdom score, they seem just fine. I mean, they're taking it great.
Yeah, it's totally not your fault that their captain died, and therefore they were ordered to turn around and go back and rescue you.
Hey, that's not their fault. His fault.
Yeah, no, totally.
That's the Alluvians' fault. And screw those frickin' Alluvian bastards, am I right? There's a lot of anti-Alluvian talk on the bridge right now. And it's the crew in general. For some reason.
Yeah, just doing some... Well, if that's all hunky-dory, then just doing some practicing in my quarters.
Okay. That sounds
Just basic
reasonable.
geomancer stuff.
Guido, 5 hours. What are you doing?
Well, once the bridge is cleaned up, taking what remains that I can to present an honorable burial. I'm not quite sure how to word that, but I don't know how... What kind of remains were we able to collect?
Well, she wasn't that good. She just lost a lot of blood because she smashed her head against a console, and so she died very suddenly and abruptly. So she's
Okay.
actually still got a fairly intact corpse. There's just a lot
Okay.
of blood.
Okay. So basically, I'll find a respectable container to put her in. We'll I don't want to say we'll have a ceremony because I'm thinking I will let the crew know that she has died in the line of duty, and let them know that when we get back to Al Jalima and the base, We will hold a proper funeral.
Okay. Damn it! What Fox Ridge? That's it. That's the name of your base.
I need to write that down too.
I have it written down. I was just trying to remember without notes. Okay. So, Snarg, you're in your room practicing. Guido, you're doing whatever it is you're doing. After a period of 5 hours have passed. It's like 9 in the morning. The sun's starting to rise. The ship starts to lower. You can both feel it. It's obvious. No one's trying to hide that or anything. And after a while, the ship actually just stops moving entirely.
Okay, you must be here. So, gather my stuff and start heading to the exit.
Okay. Guido?
I'm going to go to the bridge.
Okay. So you head up to the bridge. They are there. They don't know what to call you, so they say, Lugin, sir?
Just checking in. Looking out a window, where are we?
At the moment... Oh, shoot, I forgot to bring up the map. You're amidst the desert. You're not at the mountain.
Okay.
But you are at... I shouldn't say you're amidst the desert. You're at a town. I just got to give you a name. Give me a moment.
While you're doing that, why have we stopped?
We're taking in supplies, sir. Roll deception. There we are. Well, I guess
that's a
you
good
wouldn't
roll.
you wouldn't know the name of this place.
Wow. So 29.
We're there. Wow. So this guy is deceiving you. He doesn't seem like he's
Okay.
lying outright because you do need supplies, and you know this. You
Okay.
yourself have verified this. You always knew you're gonna have to stop somewhere before you got there, since the base itself at Fox Ridge does not have supplies. So sense make, right? But
And what kind of supplies are we picking up?
And he starts rattling off supplies without any deception. Stuff you actually do need.
Okay. So we're sending out a landing party?
Well, yeah, we were assuming that you and your elven woman and that Noel would be going. In fact, you can check right there. The Noel's already at the exit port.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay on board. There's no need for me to go.
Okay, that makes sense. If you, all you can do is really help haul cargo and all that fun stuff.
Is there a communications, a comms thing next to near Snarg?
Yes, there's one by the. Assuming you're at the exit hatch by now, which I am assuming.
Yep. He's basically got there and he's like,
The door's
This
actually
isn't-
already open, by the way.
oh, he's like, no, this isn't Fox Ridge. We stopped off at the wrong spot.
Before you depart with the landing party, Snarg, can you join me on the bridge?
So, okay. Hoist his stuff up back on his back and starts heading up towards the bridge.
Several of the people on the bridge are leaving the bridge in order to go get ready for the landing party. Because remember, this is a very small crew. So they need every hand they can. In fact, basically everyone is leaving. So you guys want to man the ship, we'll go ahead and take your place.
I'm going to meet Snarg out in the hallway outside of the bridge.
Okay.
What's up?
They're forming a landing party to go get supplies from whatever town we're near.
You're not sure. It's some place. It's definitely in the desert. You can see the desert.
Well, since I got to look at it from the exit, do I perhaps know where this might be?
Roll knowledge Naveri.
All right. Will politics work instead?
No, just give me an int.
Okay.
Because probably not, but we'll see.
No. I have no idea where we are.
Okay.
I'm assuming single digits is not enough.
God, no.
I don't think the landing party is planning on coming back.
You think they're thinking of deserting?
Yes.
Some kind of crew.
Sorry, unrelated.
Some kind of crew that got hired here. Desert the first sign of trouble.
Granted, the airships that we encountered are unusual, and their captain did die, but they were hired, so I would expect at least the fulfillment of the agreed upon contract.
I would expect so, but I can't say much for a supposedly experienced crew who rams a ship and then kills one of their own and then decides to desert because of it.
So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. I was going to stay on the bridge because I don't trust them to, not take the ship. But I would say you should probably go with the landing party, or you can stay on the bridge and I can go.
I'm kind of worried they'll just try and take off on the ship and go somewhere else, so
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
maybe I should stay here as well.
Well, one of us should go with the landing party to help them come back.
I don't like the idea of splitting up and doing this. It's way too easy to overpower one person and just leave.
True. Your call.
Let's how many are going on the landing party?
All of them.
Oh, the entire crew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So
Well,
they're just plain leaving. Okay.
Well, it's worth noting that under normal circumstances they would all be going anyways. There's only about 20 people, give or take. So, yeah, all 20 are needed to haul. In fact, they were expecting you guys to help too.
Okay. I thought it was like they were splitting up. Okay. I can go and keep an eye on them, I suppose.
well, if the entire crew is going and it's going to be abandoned, the ship,
The ship being abandoned is not exactly a good thing.
Nah, it's all good.
Oh yeah, totally not going to be taken by whoever was chasing us earlier and somehow miraculously gave up. That we haven't been scanning in order to see if they're still actually following us or not.
In fairness, that is the smart move. Scanning takes time
I
and
know.
power. But,
I know.
Yeah.
But still, it also means that we don't know that they've given up.
Real quick, have any of you guys, other than my sister, seen Star Trek Nemesis, the awful one?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
I'm reminded of a scene in that where they're talking about, oh, we got away and blah, 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 and we're going to go into this nebula and all this stuff, and we got to be careful because he might be anywhere. And then it cuts to him, and he's literally like, I swear to God, like a kilometer behind them. Just right on their ass, in his invisible ship, just chasing them. Like, yep, as soon as they go into the nebula, we'll get him. Don't ask me why I was reminded of that right now. It just came to mind.
Right.
I'm muted. Additionally, I'm thinking if the ship is going to be taken, I would rather not lose more crew. I would rather the crew that we have hired be off the ship and safe. If we're stopping for supplies.
Which you are.
Right. And at this point, there's no preventing stopping for supplies. It's happening. Let's get off the ship. Hope that it doesn't get taken, and hope we can get the crew back to continue crewing it back to Fox Ridge.
All right. Sounds good. I'll set up a couple deterrences around here, but that's about as much as I can do in short notice.
Lock the doors behind us.
Yeah, basically I was going to do a
locks.
couple impromptu ranger traps.
What's 300 times 27?
300 times 27.
Yeah. 8,100? Is that right?
300 times 27? No. Let me hang on. 8,100. Okay, yeah.
Oh, what is it? Okay, okay. Thank you. Just checking my math.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
So a couple of impromptu ranger traps just in case somebody decides to steal on board. At least they might see those and not want to go further. Because I'm basically bluffing that it's worse. It actually is.
Okay.
But so I'll lag a little bit behind to set that up real quick and then catch up with them because I'm sure I could probably do that.
Oh, yeah, you could catch up easily. Guido might not be able to. So you exit. Let me pull up a new image here. Because you are no longer on the Blood Falcon. That's not the image I want. That's really... I have an image here called Burning Town. That's not it. Don't worry, that's not
I
it.
don't think this is a good place to get supplies. I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah.
No, where is it?
I'm reminded of the episode that just went live this morning
Yeah.
of Al Majma. Or Majma? Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with this one. Apparently I don't actually have the image I wanted here, which really sucks. I thought I already loaded this. Let me see if I can find it. Anyways, while I'm looking for the image, let's talk. So, you exit to find a large, expansive-looking city carved out of the desert. If you spend even a moment to look around, you'll notice that there are ruins here and there, such that apparently this place was, home to such a thing as, or such another city, another setup prior to whoever settled here. Which you can now roll knowledge politics based on seeing that to try and extrapolate where you are, since there's not many places which are ruined cities like that.
It's better. I got a 27.
27 is enough. This is Danpy's Outpost,
Dan P's Outpost.
which you've heard of a long time ago, and several times since then. Also, it's 9 a.m. There we go.
What's special about Dan P's Outpost?
Well, it's not actually... I shouldn't call it Danpy's Outpost. The name of the city is actually Danpy.
Oh.
But it's actually Danby, apparently. I've been saying it wrong for a while, but that's what I have in my notes, Danby. Anyway, the reason it's referred to as Danby's Outpost is the individual who has the city's name in his own... How do you spell that? Has formed a brand new thing which has never been done before in Primus, and it's been doing really well. It's sort of a pseudo blood sport. With
Oh, it's the gladiators thing we've been hearing about.
And it's apparently been doing really well because this place is booming. I mean, there's a huge gladiator coliseum which you can see in the distance over there. As you can tell, you're at an airship dock, which you're reasonably certain this place didn't have an airship dock several months ago. It's a small one, but it's an airship dock. Enough said, really. And there are people everywhere. This place is literally swarming with people. And literally the moment you get off the ship, you are assaulted by... Not literally, I mean, by the sound of people trying to hawk wares at you. I mean, literally, you get off the ramp and you go further, and there are people like, "Hey, would you like to buy this?" Jabbering at you in dozens of different languages.
Tighten up your pockets.
And yes, there are lots of people running around, including little urchins.
All right. So, where to for supplies?
Well, you don't know. No, seriously, you don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, seeing as how I am not a experienced airship anything, what kind of supplies do you think we would need?
I assume you're asking Guido?
Yes. Yes.
Well, Guido thinks on it for a moment and rolls knowledge engineering.
Need exactly 5,678 crystals. One more would be just insane.
And less just isn't going to be good enough.
That's a 1.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Plus 50.
Oh, no.
I have a plus 20.
No, you rolled a 1. That's how I've been rolling
Right.
it for forever.
Yep. That's why I said it.
Okay, so you estimate rather expertly exactly how much of what you think you need. You are very certain in these numbers.
We need some flour, some magicite, some sugar, um,
Oil,
spears.
or not oil, pitch. You need some pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea an air shop ran off of that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
sure we can find some of that here.
Oh, yeah. There's a rather bustling market, which is basically directly adjacent
Didn't you
to the
take
airship
the
docks.
crew with you?
No, the crew left while those two were talking on the bridge, and then he set up some traps, and then they left. So there's been quite a deal of time
Yeah.
between the two
Didn't
groups
the
leaving.
crew say that they were going to go and acquire the stuff?
Yeah.
And
Okay, have fun on your little shopping trip.
It's okay. You have an exact list. You know what? I'm gonna actually do a dice roll because I knew how much your actual supplies would cost, but you rolled a 1, so give me a second here.
I believe ash makes the best masts. So we'll need to find some lumber.
We're building a mast for the airship. Hang on. I think there's some flaws in this plan.
No, it's okay.
It needs to be made out of metal.
Ash metal? That's just crazy. Snark, you don't know anything about. In fact, Snark, roll knowledge engineering. Please roll a 1.
I did not. I rolled 1 above a 1.
Yes. So
I
after
have a
thinking
5
about
total.
it, your moment, you're like, you know what? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I guess, it would actually work very well, because if they try to ram us again, we just push the mast into them. Yeah, okay.
See, I got this all figured out. We're good.
Yeah. So you
Right.
head off.
I would expect to meet the crew right here while we were getting supplies, but I guess they went somewhere else.
Yeah, they're at the actual supplies place. It's weird. Where's the? There it is. Okay, so this is going to cost you 42 gold with the new economic system for all the supplies that you think you need. We'll go ahead and fast forward a bit. It takes you a few. In fact, I'll let somebody else roll profession mercantile, aka charisma, in order to, see how long this takes, basically.
Okay.
So whoever wants to roll it, I don't care. It's obviously not Zerial. Jeez. Well,
Other than me, or is it just
one of you roll. I don't care which.
what's your charisma bonus?
4.
So is mine. So what are the odds that I'm going to roll another 1? Right?
Right.
He rolled a 2, so I mean,
Well, you've got the D4, so
that's
in
we go.
theory, you should be
That's
better.
true.
22.
22. Okay, so
You get the wrong stuff very efficiently.
yes, you do. It's about noon. I'm not going to update the time for reasons that'll be apparent in a second. It's about noon by the time you finish. The whole time you don't see any sign of the crew, by the way. Now I'm going to rewind a bit and go back to Zerial for just a moment. And by rewind, I mean we're still at 9 a.m. because nobody's going to show up until 9, sis. So what are you doing for 5 hours? Sam. So, what are you doing for 5 hours? Because Kressovus won't be showing up until 9.
I thought we already discussed this. When I got back, I was going to. Okay, now you're gonna make me think. Oh, when I got back, I was going to go and grab
Oh, shoot.
Greeley and Erg discuss the matter regarding Snarg, because I trust them, and um, get Greeley to put her feelers out into the the Lord of Glendon Wood situation. I know it's going to be difficult. I'm prepared to provide additional capital to make it happen. And I'm after I get that taken care of, I'm assuming that won't take very long. I was going to go and check in on Zeptek and Slovena situation.
Okay, when do you do that in that 5 hours?
Well, I mean, I would be assuming that it's only going to take me an hour-ish with Greeley and Craig to go, or with Greeley and Erg to go over everything. Is that accurate?
Sure. So it is now 6 a.m. No, excuse me, 5 a.m. 5 in the morning. You're in Aljalima.
Yeah. I mean, do I need to go into more detail than what I just told you? I'm going to hunt them.
Zeptek is in the guest area,
Okay.
in the royal quarters in the actual palace, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
And he looks rather nervous when you get there. He says, "Hi, real quick, couldn't complete the mission. I did, however, deliver the message to the governor, Toltarn. So
What do you mean you couldn't tell Slovena?
Slovena is not here.
Where is Slovena?
They're still working on that one. Near as we can tell, about 3 days ago, a couple of individuals who had proper rights, passports, and documents approached Slovenia on a diplomatic mission of some sort.
From
From the Osteth Republic. And so naturally they were let in immediately. She was rather looking forward to, from what I understand, this is all third-hand information. From what I understand, she was rather looking forward to trying to discuss and strengthen ties with the Republic, which, that makes sense to me. And that's the last time anyone's seen her. Now, we've already obviously done some investigating. I shouldn't say we. They have already done some investigating on this, and near as they can tell, there was a bit of an altercation, and she was dragged off in some direction or other. However, then there's some faint amount of specialized yellow magic, which they were able to get hints of, and then a very much clearer exit spell, which was cast thereafter, which led to a place just outside of town, which of course has already been searched since this was days ago.
Zeptek. Slovena is a very good friend of mine. I would like you to put all of your effort into finding out where she went. I unfortunately am not able to do so myself due to a very urgent matter that I must attend to in approximately 5-ish hours. That is correct, right? 5-ish? No, it's 4-ish. 4-ish hours.
I don't suppose you have any information you could give me to assist me, like where she might have fled to?
It sounds like she was kidnapped.
Not to me. Remember, there were 2 traces of yellow magic and exits. That sounds to me like she, and I am well aware of the fact that she was a yellow mage herself, managed to somehow
Oh, yeah,
get
I
away
forgot
herself.
she was a yellow mage.
And then they exited as well in order to flee, obviously, which is why... And it makes sense that they wouldn't exit to begin with, because when you're taking a kidnap victim, you can't just exit with someone. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, because it sends you someplace safe.
Mm-hmm. So they couldn't exit with her. The only reason for them to exit at all is if they had failed. So that's the second piece of evidence I have. So I think she fled, and so did they. The mere fact that she hasn't resurfaced in 3 days leads me to believe she's hiding.
Well, there is the abandoned complex.
Complex?
You mean you've forgotten your home away from home?
The I guess it just didn't have that much of an opinion or an impact on me, ma'am.
Because, living there for the majority of your life wouldn't really have an impact. But that's That's okay. I know you're, unlike most of your clan, you have a sense of adventure. It's one of the things that likened me to you. Um, so there's the possibility that she is there. However, the GM's absolute surprise to that statement.
No metagaming. Suddenly, there's just this giant neon sign literally appears in your eyes. No.
Must go there.
Go there.
That would be my first inclination. However, it is well known that your clan lived there for quite some time, and the circumstances involving getting out of there. Additional places. Okay. I'm going to require some out of conversation mechanisms because you know Slovena and I are quite good friends, and so undoubtedly I can think of some places where she might have felt safe. That, but I can't think of them personally because I don't have the in character knowledge that my character has.
There's only 3 that I could think of. Speaking as the GM.
Well, that doesn't help me if you just sit there and say, "Oh, there's 3."
Well, just pick one. There is, of course, the complex in Al Irat.
Yes.
There is Collier.
I'm assuming that you disliked the name. Yeah, I was thinking Collier. I was also thinking the complex.
And a town which has no name. It's actually not a town. But you're well aware of the fact that Slovena and her clan, but Slovena herself, actually comes from a place far from the foothills of Crater, up in the Stonehold region, closer to the coast. It's actually right about here. Although if you look at the map, like I am doing right now, it's actually blank. But she comes from that region, and so it is likely that she could take refuge there as well.
Oh, have I been there?
No.
Okay. I am going to advise Zeptek to. I'm assuming the complex in Alaret is closer than Collier. I'm not got the map in front of me.
Physically? Actually, I think it's pretty much.
Because he'd be able to take the
closer.
Golden Road.
There's El Jalima, there's Alaret. Yeah, it's like this versus.
I can't
this.
see you because your camera's going
Okay, it's almost triple the distance.
to get to Collier.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to send him to go check the complex and then inquire around Collier. And of course he, knows to report back to me if he requires additional funds to make this happen sooner rather than later. Those are, of course, available.
I don't suppose you have a transcom on you.
Do I have a transcom?
No.
No, I don't. Can I get one quickly?
Quickly? Maybe. They're really expensive. I actually only have ever had one. It wasn't mine. It was on leave, basically, or not.
But this was an out of character question to the GM.
Oh.
Like, is this something that I could request Millie to make for me before she's left?
That's going to take a while to make something that complicated, even for her. So, you would know that. So that's your call. That would be a time-consuming creation.
Yeah, that would take too much time. I need her gone by morning.
Although it is worth noting that is within Millie's range, which
I
says
know.
something about her skill.
Yeah, I know.
Most weavers couldn't even try that.
I don't suppose I could ask a favor of the mayor.
You mean the governor?
Yeah, the governor.
I don't see... it's feasible, yeah.
To have use of such an item in exchange for the information that I gave him?
Yeah, I could see that. I was actually thinking you were going to get it on a loan, which is
Well,
way
not
easier to
as
do.
not as a permanent thing. Get it on loan from him
Yes.
for use, and especially since he has a interest in finding Slovena too.
Okay, so we'll say that it is feasible to do so, yes.
Okay, well, I want to do that.
Okay, so you rush off, and there's Toltarn, who is actually
Miraculously right there in the hallway.
no, he's actually in the middle of a meeting. It takes you a little while to talk your way in. I'm just gonna let you do it, but it does take a while. It's like, no, I need to see him. But look, this is kind of urgent. It's about a Slavina of Dragonslayer. No, seriously, no, I don't know where she is. I'm trying to find her. Look, I need to talk to. Can you just let me in? This goes on for a while. Eventually, his guards do let you in, and you find out why he has had his doors shut. Basically, he is actually in the middle of a rather interesting meeting with, which at a glance you can tell are well-dressed people. Most of them banderlings, trolls, orcs.
He's negotiating. He's passing the information on to other people.
Yes, it is very likely these are the mayors of all of Al-Jalima.
Toltarn,
What?
been my intrusion.
Forgive me. Forgive my outburst. What can I do for you, Miss of Night Whisper?
I'm going to walk over and I'm basically going to whisper in his ear. I have a few leads that I think I might know where Slavina got to, but I require the use of whatever that thing that he said earlier was.
Transcom.
Yeah, that thing.
And somehow Toltarn just knows what you're talking about when you say it. A what? Oh, a transcom.
In addition, I see you move quickly. I'm glad you made good use of the information I got for you.
That came... Yes. We face a very difficult choice, and I decided I could not make that choice alone, so we're discussing the matter. I don't suppose you happen to have any spare fleets hidden in your pocket?
Fleets? No. Although I may have acquired something, but it unfortunately would not be entirely up to you to allow you to use it.
Whatever. If there's no additional military aid coming, we may not have a choice in this matter.
There is always a choice, Toltarn, and there is no choice in giving them what they want. They will not let you stay.
Regardless, thank you for the information, if you'll excuse me.
About the matter we discussed?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. Present this to my personal quartermaster, which you happen to know is that guy over there.
That guy over there!
Out of the room, down the hallway, and into the treasury area, which is guarded by a lot of stuff.
The personal quartermaster is actually the guy who gave me my my passport.
Surprised you remember that. So he looks at the letter and he looks at you, and then he looks at the letter and he looks at you, and is like, okay. Goes off. He says, now, this is a loan.
Oh, of course.
This
I would never have expected such a thing.
We only have one of these.
Yes, I am quite aware.
The whole state only has one of these.
If it was not an emergency, I would not be taking it.
Just making it clear, ma'am.
Tried to bring this back in one piece, James.
Yeah, very Bond situation here. So you now have the transcommunication device. It actually does have a bit of a range limit, but it actually has a secondary mode. The way it works is this. If you want to talk through it, that works within 100 miles. Boom. Right? No issues. There's no way to do it stealthily. So if you happen to be like, I don't know, just sneaking around, all of a sudden the thing will just like, hey, so, because it sounds like they're right there, So even if they're whispering, it's nice and loud. However, if you're past 100 miles, it will still function. However, all it will do is beep once.
So it will beep once to tell me that they're trying to communicate with me.
Yes. That is a top-of-the-line transcom, which they only happen to have due to background information you don't care about.
Okay. Got it. I'm assuming it comes with 2 parts. So I will return to Zeptech and say they will have both our heads if this is not returned in one piece.
He's admiring it. He's like, oh my god. Wow. This is really nice. I've never used one this good before. Holy schmoly. I'm scared to hold this thing.
I trust you will put the proper
Smash!
in its... Oh my god, you idiot!
Oh, sorry. I was just testing if it broke. Did it break?
No, thankfully.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I won't smash it again, I swear. Smash.
Whack!
Oh!
Have you come back to your senses?
Yes, I am back from Sensville.
Okay. Well, I leave you to your gatherings. I will endeavor to meet up with you at Collier.
Very well. By my troth, I am off. He skitters out.
And then I guess I'm now on my way back to where I was previously.
All right, you're translating a lot this morning.
Sam.
At some point, I'm gonna have to make you keep track of that.
I know how many. It's easy to keep track of because
Hey, that's true.
there's.
There. No, yes, there.
Plus, I have 2 per level, so I have 20.
Yeah. Anyway, so you
I'm
actually
not quite to the point where I don't have to keep track of it, but I'm damn near there.
so you head back to
Wherever I was.
Uga, which I have another thing for.
This entire video is just going to be you changing my background.
Yeah, apparently. Hang on, let's switch this over again. So now you're at Uga. It's about 6 now.
So I've got.
It's 3 hours to burn.
Okay. Anything additional that Erg or Greeley want to tell me about stuff and things?
Greela's like, boss. She says like this, boss.
Who did I get a favor from, anyways, Greeley?
Um,
Oh, my favor was the information. That's
yeah, your favorite was the information. If you want who it's from, I could make up a name.
right.
Although actually, I do know exactly what it is. He just doesn't have a name. It's someone who is well connected with the Lord Farron of Silent Blade.
Ooh, someone who possibly might be turned against him, or someone who
Oh no. It's
really
just,
likes Mouse and Ball.
It's someone who really liked Valsenball. I got that strong impression, ma'am. In fact, I'm pretty sure that he really regretted doing this, and especially given the fact that he tried to kill me several times, actually, on my way out. Not him, his men, obviously.
Oh, I'm glad you made it back to us in one piece.
Oh, no worries. It was all rolled off screen, and it actually came really, really close to me dying. But I'm not going to tell you that because I want you to have confidence in my abilities.
I appreciate your candor in this situation.
Of course, ma'am. Now, but I have nothing else to add, I'm afraid, ma'am. However, I do believe there was one thing. Millie wanted to talk to you about something. I don't know what.
Okay. I guess I'll head down to her and talk to her before she heads out.
Okay. So Millie is just waking up, eating some really nice breakfast, which is some waffles with French toast and syrup and chocolate and berries and fruit and vegetables, spinach.
You're hungry.
I'm freaking starving.
Well, go
I wasn't
eat.
hungry when
Don't
I
forget
went
the bacon.
out. Oh, yeah, there's bacon too. I wasn't hungry when I went out, and you said you didn't want anything, so I just didn't feel in the mood. Now I'm hungry. God dang it. Anyways, so she's eating really, really good breakfast food. It just looks amazing.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you could join me here. You like your let's see, your French toast with not too much syrup, but some syrup, and you like them really thick and really like. Hang on." And she's like cooking as she goes. And then at your glance, she's like, "Oh, I know I could weave the food, but I just feel better actually cooking it with my own two hands. You know what I mean?"
I greatly enjoy cooking as well.
It's a wonderful little thing. Great way to keep your mind focused. I could mention something else, but I shrug. So, yes, I wanted to talk to you so briefly.
Of course. I know you all are in a great hurry to get back.
Yes. Listen. When did you die?
Approximately such and such time ago. Why?
Well, around that time, not at the same time, but around that time, something was happening around the crater region. Were you up there?
Possibly. Not entirely certain where we were. We were underground.
Possibly. Only you, dearie.
What? These things happen.
Oh, yes, yes. Every now and again, I just happen to be somewhere, and I'm not sure where I am, and I just happen to die. It just
Oh, I
happens.
was obliterated, but
You, I won't ask. But listen, dear. How much do you know about weaving?
mm, well, I picked up this book called Weaving for Dummies, but I haven't really had a chance to really read. I skimmed it.
Weaving leaves a ripple effect. Now, obviously, virtually all of the time, you'll never notice it because, when you're weaving something, it doesn't have any effect. I mean, if I were to weave something right now, if you were in the room with me and you were a skilled weaver, you might notice the fact that I'm doing that, right? But the more you change reality, the bigger the weave, right? The
Mm-hmm.
more visible it is, the bigger the ripples are. To give you an example, to this day, my teeth still hurt every time they're working on an airship. Doesn't matter where they're doing it. Somewhere in the continent, if they're working on an airship, my teeth hurt because it's such a huge job. Golems are another example of something that's done on a semi-regular basis. But I've never actually had such a severe reaction that it actually sent me unconscious for a minute. So
What?
someone was weaving something really, really big, really, really, really big, bigger than anything I've seen in my entire life,
Hey, Millie.
somewhere around the crater region.
Do you know what aetheryte is? I'm using the right word, right?
You are, in fact, using the right word. I would say that quieter, if I were you, especially around here. The Republic has kind of banned aetherite knowledge.
Ah, is it
However,
possible
sorry.
to weave such a substance?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's no way in hell you can weave aetherite. That'd be like trying to weave. uh, I can't even come up with anything. I don't
A
even know
diamond
anything.
golem?
A diamond column. Honey, let's be realistic, okay? Diamond is like one of the most
What about a purial golem?
Okay, I know everyone's talking about how there's like this theoretical possibility of weaving Puriel into an actual golem, but that's a pipe dream.
Yeah, I think I might know what was going on. Well, this is gonna be fun. Crap. If you know about it and you were all the way down here,
I'm a pretty good weaver, and it kind of requires that. Like, for example, you didn't notice anything, right? Most people wouldn't notice anything. In fact, I guarantee
well,
you,
I
most
wouldn't
people
have,
who
but
are
I was kind of
weavers,
shown. But yeah,
most people who are
um,
weavers wouldn't even notice, dear. You have to know. You have to be good, and I mean really good.
mm, like Daracost could.
Daracost. Honey, don't get involved with the Daracost. Just take my advice. I had
I
this whole
know.
stint. Remember when I was 20? I told you about this. Obviously, you weren't alive, but... And that ravishing young lycanthrope. Oh, God, he was so good in
Millie,
Resident Evil. What? Sorry.
you are no bad, Millie. Being a furry is bad. Now, I want you to go ahead and get your family up to places. I don't know what was going on with that weaving. I don't know. I'm not a weaver. I don't understand these things. But if it's something that concerns you, I'll see if I can find out.
Okay. Like I said, somewhere around the crater region. That's about all I got.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably pinpoint it a little bit better than that.
Can you tell Craig,
Oh, your dwarven
my scanning
friend.
officer?
Tell him to stop hitting on me, and I'll tell him.
He hits on everyone. I'm very
Even
sorry.
you? No offense.
Oh, he tried that and then he got over it.
Oh, okay.
You know I'm not very good at those kinds of things.
I know, dear. One of these days we're going to find you with a nice, I don't know, something weird just for you, like a lycanthrope or a Daracost or an Olthoi or whatever. And you'll just settle down with them, and you'll have a nice, happy, non-children situation.
Are you telling me I don't need to procreate?
Yes. You don't need procreate to be happy. No, I was happy when I procreated, but, you know. Especially with that lycanthrope. Wow. Ah! Hey. Besides, he wasn't a furry. It was feathers.
Because that's better.
It is. They're soft.
least you
and
could
they,
have gone
and they
with one-
tickle in just
No,
the right way.
I'm not listening! I'm not listening!
And then
I'm not listening!
all right, dear, I'll stop torturing you. She gives you a rough idea of where to look. It is in the southeast region, close to the borders of the Ulthoi of Creator.
Okay. What time is it?
It is currently sometime between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
I need something a little bit more specific than that.
All right, it's 9. Bam!
I missed my meeting. How did I miss my meeting? It was just somewhere in between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
You were reading some manga.
Oh, bite me.
As you're heading out to the meeting, you have a chance to roll a concentration check to make yourself look different. I don't mean your your body. I mean your clothes.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Or I could just change into my formal outfitty thing.
You could, because you have
Yeah,
one of those.
'cause I have that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do that.
Okay, change. You now look formal. Who do you want? Well, it doesn't matter. Krasov.
I
The
actually
first thing
have
that
in my bag right here: young male outfit, young female outfit, adult female outfit, casual adult female outfit, formal.
I do that too when I play. I keep track of my outfits so I can change. But then again, I'm like the diplomacy guy whenever I play.
Yeah, it's really funny. And then there's wherever the dress that you gave me, I actually have it on a separate line. The one that I bought from Matthew before I turned him in.
Mm-hmm. The really nice one made of Ulthoi silk, if I remember.
Yes, that's the one I'm going to be wearing.
Excellent. So, Krasovus doesn't approach himself first. In fact, the first thing you see is a lot of royal guardsmen in very heavy obsidian armor and weapons.
Yes.
There is no fanfare, just a security check.
Of course, and I have brought nothing with me. That
Yes.
would be bad.
So they check you.
Actually, don't have anything on. I'm a freaking mage. I don't carry bad things.
Ma'am, this scythe, we need to confiscate it, I'm afraid.
Of course.
No, I'm just kidding. Here you go, ma'am.
Shunk. Big blade going over my forehead.
I sometimes wonder if you remember you even have that thing.
Magmalesia.
So, security check. They check you. They check all the people nearby. These guards are all Lugians to a man and woman, I should say, and they're all very polished, very orderly. This is actually some of the most impressive display of discipline you've actually seen, which is indicative of the Royal Guardsmen.
Yes.
And the Titus himself comes in, and he's actually much shorter than you were expecting. He's basically Guido's height, so, practically a midget by Lugian standards. He is, however, someone who carries himself with tremendous weight, to the point where you actually don't notice how short he is until he's upon you, because he looks like he's much taller with the way he carries himself, right?
Yes, I've been around that kind of person.
I
Also
used
been around the kind of person who come off as much shorter than they are.
That's me. No, I'm kidding.
That's not who I was thinking of.
So he approaches you, and he extends an arm like this, which you may roll knowledge politics on, because you don't do that much stuff in the Republic, so you gotta think about this one.
Politics is going to make that a 25.
All right, with the 25, you are aware of the fact that this is a not often used sign of respect that is done at the beginning of meetings of significance. What the significance is, of course, varies rather.
Yes.
The point is, though, you're supposed to grab his arm as close to the elbow as your hand will reach, with his hand reaching towards your elbow, kind of like this thing.
Oh my god. So I
So he
am.
extends his arm in the
Wait.
sign.
I have to do this because this is an in character thing, right? So I am really concentrating on making a good impression, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
So you
that's
stretch.
pretty much that's pretty much all I'm concentrating on.
No, that's not. Let's not do that. We don't want to get you killed.
No.
Again.
Listen to where I'm going. So when I go to grasp, of course he reaches my elbow easily, right?
Yeah.
And then instead of my arm getting about here, I don't know. Yes, see, instead of my arm,
Yeah.
it just kind of goes up and just the one arm.
Well, let's see if he rolls awareness like Guido does. He does not. He totally notices and he looks down. He looks
And
up
then
at
my
you.
hand just kind of pulls back.
He raises an eyebrow at you. Shoot. What's his name? What is my name? I have forgotten. Can you tell me my name, ma'am? I need his clan
I
name.
don't remember.
He would use his clan name right now. I know his name.
It was not
Hang on,
granted.
I'm looking it up. It's right here. I have all the major people. Steel Mortar. Madam, I am Chrysovis of Steel Mortar.
The
I am
pleasure.
I am to understand that you are responsible for the events that have happened in my town recently. Will you care to join me?
The pleasure would be mine. My name is Zariel of. I don't remember what my clan name is. What's my clan name?
Night Whisper.
Night Whisper. Thank you. I keep thinking. Yeah. I keep
He
thinking.
You
gestures.
keep thinking. There's your problem.
Yes. He gestures, and a lot of his royal guardsmen rush up into your ship to conduct the inspection, while he starts heading away, and basically he's not walking in a direction, he is walking. If you understand the difference.
He's not headed to someplace. He's going to have our talk as we
Yes.
walk. Yes.
And his arms are behind his back, and he has this extremely serious expression on his face and in his tone, and he says, "Ma'am, I am not permitted to discuss the matters of the Senate with any outsiders, but it is sufficient to inform you that we have been in the midst of a rather belabored debate for many days now, and you may have just added another key element of information that may change the Senate's vote one way or the other. So I would like to know in full and utter detail, in your own words, in character, what happened here and why."
I and my crew arrived at this location. We were seeking someone. I'm sure you have heard of him.
"From what nation do you hail?" he interrupts. He phrases it like that. I'm trying very hard to stay in character with my word choice here.
Currently? Or would you like to know my origin?
I care only for which flag you hold right now at your banner, ma'am.
Ah, I understand. Then you would possibly be aware of the situation which the Navari Confederacy finds itself?
That is his response. God damn it.
Of course. We come from the Al-Jalima region.
Very well, continue.
And as I was saying, there was someone of whom I had a interest in reuniting with that was in this location.
A refugee.
Yes, a refugee that was in this area. And on the way, we also ran into someone else who I've previously been acquainted with. Thankfully, or rather, yes, sorry, I'm getting my words all jumbled here.
It's all right, ma'am.
Thankfully,
I understand that it's unusual to meet with heads of state.
I appreciate your understanding. Thankfully, my friend, who also fed the Alluvian territory due to the horrible circumstances, I was able to locate her, and she is quite well. My other previous acquaintance, I ran into him first, actually, and he made me aware of the dire situation that this town was in, and we took it upon ourselves to attempt to help, as it was unclear when reinforcements would be able to. And sending the Bahamut was truly a boon. Without that, we would not have been able to succeed. We were losing the battle.
She's a good ship. Her entire purpose is defending her people. It's no surprise that her admiral got her here so quickly.
To which I'm sure that the town is eternally grateful, as I am myself. But
By the way, I'm sorry, this is actually important, or at least for flavor's sake. There's actually a mite who is following you around, scribbling everything you guys are saying on a piece of paper.
of course,
I just,
there's a scribe. He's
yeah,
being trapped. Yeah.
yeah. This is being documented.
I
is the
assumed there
point
would
here.
be someone who would follow.
For the sake of our viewers at home, just picture this little mite. He writes very fast. With his extremely dexterous
Occasionally, he
fingers.
sketches a picture.
Yep.
When we arrived, at first it was just thought that there was, a band of not very well trained, probably bandits attacking the town. However, we were quickly able to discover that this was not the case. They were, in fact, attempting to use you to train their troops.
Use us.
Yes.
He grates his teeth so loudly you can hear it, like you can feel it.
This is something which, such cruelty is something which should be expected from pirates.
Ugh, it's the Reds, isn't it?
Well, I cannot say for sure, but from what I was able to garner, indeed.
I don't know why the group would be so brazen or so bold. Very well. Continue, ma'am.
It is my assumption that they have underestimated your force, because you normally solely deal with, well,
Creatures.
yes. And because you all have thus far abstained from joining in the fooltry of war, they probably felt that you were, forgive me for this, that you lacked the resolve to go to war. It is my belief that they are trying to make a move to establish themselves in a more permanent setting by use of your territory. I do not believe that this one attack will be the last.
I tend to agree.
And should they fail here, I believe that they will move on to eke out their existence in other areas, perhaps one that is currently busy fighting Alluvian forces, or vice versa.
Tell me of the destroyers that they had here. There were two, from what my report said.
Were there two?
There were two with reinforcements coming.
I thought there were three.
There were two there for the majority of the 3 days of siege. And a third was incoming right at the end.
Based off of what my scanning officer has told me, there were two ships here, one of which we're uncertain the outcome. They were show design. Show military design specifically, and the models did not appear to have been outdated to where they could have been purchased. It's possible that they were stolen, or it's possible that they were acquired through blackmail. And, well, I hate to say this, but I'm not familiar with the show governing system as well as I used to be. It might also be possible that they brokered a deal, but I don't know. I cannot speak on that matter, but I do know that they were show in design.
And what happened to these 3 destroyers?
2 destroyers.
Forgive me.
Well, upon the arrival of Bahamut, my my visual inspection, having been on the front lines, was that they fled. I was grievously wounded at the time, unfortunately. So it's possible that I am not remembering everything properly, but
You do need to roll, by the way.
so that's no problem for me, apparently. That makes that a 42.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Nice. All right, so, excuse me.
It's like, hold on, do the math.
And I'm informed they fled north towards the Noveria region, which might indicate they're using that place as that general vicinity as a staging ground. Do you have any opinion on that militarily?
I'm afraid I'm not very well versed in the military arts. I am quite established as a black mage, but I never was a strategist.
Pity, I was hoping for some additional input. Very well, ma'am.
Perhaps one of my crew who was aboard the ship, Craig, my scanning officer, or otherwise might have additional information.
Possibly. Before I let you go, I have one last question.
Of course.
What is your ship?
I'm not extremely well versed in the engineering arts. I acquired her because she was quite unique, and I simply, well, the design was beautiful. Okay. Pause for a moment, out of character. What class is my ship?
It's effectively a frigate, if not quite. It's like in between a destroyer and a frigate. It's
Okay.
also not. I mean, it has no
She's
class.
custom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
she's
it's
custom.
fully custom, which by
So
itself
yeah,
is kind of
that's.
unusual.
I'm going to say, from my understanding, she's well, she would most similarly be deemed as a, what were the two classes?
Frigate and a
And
destroyer.
she would be deemed somewhere around a frigate or a destroyer. I intend to use her for cargo transporting purposes, as well as for my own personal quarters. Having abandoned my home state, while I have made my new home the Jalima area, I'm not yet determined quarters for myself. So I've been using the ship as my quarters as well, my residence.
Very well. I will be returning to the Senate promptly. I will give you one chance to request information of me in honor of your fair sharing of information in return, and not lying to me at all during this entire discussion.
Sir, why would I lie to someone of your stature? That would be akin to, well,
Treason.
I would say treason, but I'm not a member of your state. It would be akin to suicide. To make an enemy of the Osteth is just unthinkable.
Is foolhardy, I agree, and I am hopeful that others will think the same as well. Now,
Guys, is there anything that you want me to ask, since I happen to have made myself acquainted with what is equivalent to the head of the Osteth?
We're not there.
from beyond
Yeah.
space and time,
Well, I'm asking
ask
out of
about
character.
money and kill Zeiss. Wait.
Poor Zeiss.
I don't have any questions that come to mind immediately now.
Guido?
I don't feel comfortable giving you any kind of advice on that because we're not even there. That would be the ultimate like metagaming type thing.
Not really, in my opinion. In a situation like this, when we're all put together, I mean, we work together as a team in this environment. So just because my character is the only one there doesn't mean that it is unfeasible for us to
No.
discuss this as a group. It's not metagaming. I'm not asking you what your character would ask. I'm asking if there's anything that you, as a person, a player, are curious.
The only thing that my character would
Your character is only interested in asking about how things are going with the Gotroth. I know
Exactly.
that, and I've already
Yeah.
planned on asking about that. I'm asking if there's anything additional that you as a player are
I
curious
feel
about.
bad because I'm going to disappoint you with the answer.
Do they know if airships explode?
We've never known an airship to explode, but I suppose, like all things, they can be exploded. It's how explosions work. It's not like, ma'am, are you stupid?
Have they found the remains of Garland's aetherite fortress that he was building?
That's what Millie was telling me about.
I'm sure someone has. It's been like, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that?
Yeah.
I'm guessing those bricks that he was creating aren't just going to disappear.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I don't have anything that's. No.
Okay. I appreciate the opportunity for such. There is something that I do have an interest in.
Hmm.
I was recently in communication with someone who has a strong interest in seeing the Gotroth rejoin
For our viewers
The
at home, it's
Republic.
Gotrock, by the way.
Gotrock, whatever.
I
the
said for our
Gotrock.
viewers at home.
The Gotrock rejoin the Republic. I am
Our
trust.
fallen brethren chose their path. Whether they choose to return or not is entirely up to them. I do not have the power to simply choose for them to
Oh,
return.
no, I'm
or
not
choose
asking.
for them to join once again with their Lugian and Gnomish and Might brethren.
Of course, I was not asking a favor.
Any such knowledge would be incredibly unlikely to be disposed to the public at any given point in time, since anything that would be done it would take days of belaboring and deliberating by the Senate in order to determine exactly what would happen as a result thereof of such a reoccurrence.
Absolutely. Thank you for the information. For your candor, I believe that this information should also be shared with you. And I'm going to go ahead and play an additional card in my hand and relay,
When do we start playing Magic the Gathering?
uh, no, the
I call
problem
your
is
bluff.
the manga I've been reading is the antagonist in the manga I've been reading is a very Z-like character, and so I'm kind of in that
I'm
kind
sorry,
of
did you say
mode.
antagonist?
Protagonist?
Aw.
Well, she's the antagonist too, but
Yay!
she's
You heard it
kind
here.
of both.
She's the villain.
She is both the villain and the hero of the setting, and it's great. It's one of the best manga I've read in a while. But anyway, Z is very much in that kind of mood because I am. So playing information and people like playing cards in a game of poker.
Magic the Gathering.
Poker.
Magic the Gathering.
Green flame! Now, can we move on? She is going to relay the information that she has also given to Aljalima about how Alluvia is wishing to annex territory. And she's also going to say, because when we were discussing this, she said she would know this, that Alluvia would not be able to maintain their economy simply by annexing Aljalima, or not just Aljalima, all of Neveri. They would eventually need to gobble the rest of the civilized continent in order to maintain that type of situation. And forgive me, but they, seeing as how the Reds came to this conclusion, it would not be far-fetched for the bureaucracy of the Alluvian Kingdom, with their extreme sense of superiority, to believe that they are also superior to the Osteth in this, and you are rather close to Neveri. Were they to succeed in conquering Neveri, it is not unfeasible that the Osteth could possibly be next. I will allow you to do with that information what you will. And excuse me for the boldness to presume that you might not already be aware.
He doesn't say anything in response to that. He just nods.
By your leave. And I will go back to my ship. Unless there's some other... I rolled well on my knowledge politics. Should I say goodbye to him in any specific way?
You did roll well. You should definitely give him a traditional goodbye in the Lugian manner, which is very Lugian-like and described as such. Blah, 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 blah.
I do this thing that is Lugian-like.
Damn it, 2%. And so he's going to accept your farewell and give you one as well in the particular Lugian greeting, which involves beating the crap out of each other like it's Fight Club. And then once that's done, he takes his leave. By this time, the inspection has finished. It's about 9 o'clock, and you are now done with everything's.
Okay. I'm first going to get a status update from Erg, who I assume would have been escorting the troops as they inspected our ship, and figure out what the hell happened.
What do you mean, what the hell happened?
Like, how did the inspection go?
Well, they've decided not to take the ship.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
I'd say that's a good thing. It took some convincing, admittedly. They wanted to take it in and study it, even as a temporary thing, and were willing to press for that, and I don't think we could have actually stopped them if it came to that. I mean,
having experimental ship is a pain sometimes.
We did have the self-destruct as an option, but I was hesitant to set that off.
I'd rather not have us self-destruct, especially not in the middle of a city we just saved.
Oh, no, we would take off the ship
with the Titus
first,
here.
and then we would self-destruct elsewhere.
I appreciate that, Erg. But I would rather not have my crew kill themselves in such a manner. Now that is taken care of, can we send someone to collect Millie and her family and get that rolling? We have some important business that will take us by Fox Ridge. We need to head north.
Of course, ma'am. We can do that at best speed, basically now.
Excellent.
They hold like a net over the side of the ship and just
scoop Millie and her
family up. There we go, and pull the net in. They're gnomes, so it's easy to. There we go. One of them is kind of furry, though.
A furry gnome?
One of her children, yeah.
Oh, you mean feathery?
Yes, feathery. Excuse me, feathery. I'm kidding, though, as I've established, lycanthropes can't do that.
Can't procreate.
Anyway, so you collect Millie and her family. Are you collecting Bonebreaker?
If he would like to join me, I would very much like for him to. Before we leave, basically, I'm going to invite him aboard the ship because I have something I want to discuss with him.
Okay, he goes on board and he's discussing with you now. What do you want to talk to me about?
Information dump.
Wait, so you had Valsenball tickets and you got rid of them?
And I found out a key piece of information
Valsenball.
I know! Don't remind me, it's heartbreaking enough already.
Signed Valsenball.
Signed! Oh my god, they were signed! Oh!
Yes!
Oh.
By such and such person.
How could you?
How could I not? Did you not hear what I said about Alluvia? Look, I know you're retired.
Happily. Well, okay, that's a lie, but wealthily retired.
Yes, I know. You took off with all of the money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Excuse me.
the money that doesn't exist anymore. Um, Zeiss is
Who?
attempting
I don't know
to.
anybody.
I heard that there was this person named Zeiss back in Holtberg, and he was attempting to reestablish the exchange. And as such, he's
Um,
been sending assassins out to go and
well,
take care of some people. And I hear they've been unsuccessful thus far, but I would really hate for anything additional to happen to those people.
Z, and he calls
I'm
you
not
Z on
threatening
purpose,
you.
by the way. Don't threaten me. Okay?
I'm not threatening you. I'm asking if you would like to continue to make a difference. We've known each other for longer than I was ever a part of the exchange. Bonebreaker, you know that my loyalty lies not with that coward. In fact, his arrest in the show territory may or may not have had something to do with me. But I'm attempting to, well, hear my brother blow his nose through his open doorway. I've always been one to stand on the sidelines, you know that. Behind the scenes is my preferred way to operate. However, I'm sure you would agree with me that there are certain elements that have happened in recent times which
You mean the war, or the world just going to hell in a handbasket? Is that what you're referring to?
yes. As such, I am attempting to establish a network in which to.
You're trying to get up an information network.
Oh, yes, is that so far-fetched?
No, I could see that kind of thing working, theoretically. You're
Yes,
going to have to get some way to balance it, though.
but not just a network. I plan to utilize the information to affect change.
All right, so let's just give you a pop quiz right now. Let's say that you get all sorts of information, and it lets you do something about Alluvia. All three of them, as you yourself told me. What do you do?
Well, I've no desire to be in the form of power myself. However, additional information is required before I can tell you exactly. My intention would be to find someone who is, well,
Destined to rule.
no. I don't particularly want to create a dictatorship. However, the antiquated system of lords led to a situation where the prosperous are
Incorruptible.
prosperous and the poor are wretched. It would be my intention to, while ideally a sense of democracy would work, however, such a thing only works if the people are willing to stand for it, and the people of Alluvia are so used to being controlled, I do not think democracy would work there. So it would be my intention to set up a situation where, until such a time where the people got used to having a choice, there would be someone who would be honorable as opposed to power hungry in
I
order
mean,
to do that.
like a Lugian named Guido.
Are you kidding me? That guy is full of chaos.
Yeah, he's not very orderly. I'll give you that.
He's the only paladin of life I've ever seen knock someone's ribcage out.
He what?
Yeah, we aren't going to talk about that, though. That was long ago. I'm hoping he's better since then.
Oh, I'm sure he's gotten better. I mean, once you knock one person's ribcage out, you never want to do it again. Trust me, from experience.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that you once punched someone's ribcage out
I
on
didn't do it on
accident.
purpose. I really didn't.
I know, you were
I
just
was
angry.
Angry, yeah. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You tried to kill me several times.
I didn't mean to.
I know, I'm just really glad that you were so angry you didn't notice how I got away.
You got away. So
Yeah, I still have my ribcage intact, don't I?
tell you what. Why don't you take
It's a
down
temporary
this,
setback, Z.
this information that I'm giving you right now? Dot, dot, dot. And you can reach me there. I'm going to get off here. I can't just up and uproot. But,
No, I'm not expecting you to.
But keep me in mind, especially if you learn anything else.
Of course. We've always existed in a relationship of sharing information that we gather.
Speaking of which, you want to? Are you going to give him the Fox Ridge info?
I will let him know that if he acquires anything, this would be the location to seek me out.
Okay.
And I'll smile and say, our friend Snarg somehow recently acquired a mountain. He named it Fox Ridge. Isn't that cute?
Fox Ridge?
Yes. It is noteworthy, though. You probably don't want to get close to him. I believe he may be seeking an alliance with the Daracost.
What? No, you mean he wants to be a slave of the Daracost? 'Cause
Yes,
what
that's
they
why I
have,
said to.
is slaves.
Yes.
I mean, never mind.
As always, Bonebreaker, it is a pleasure working with you.
Have a good one, Missy. And then you leave. Then he leaves. Then the ship starts heading north, and it'll take it like 4 days.
To get to
And-
Fox Ridge.
By the way, they are not going through the war zone. Erg
Yeah.
pretty much flat refuses.
I actually told Erg that I would really like to avoid it. There were 2 Alluvian frigates which attacked us.
Yeah, let's go around. So that's actually going to take longer, now that I think about it. But whatever, it's going to take a while. So it's like 10-ish, 11. Let's say it's about 11 a.m. now. What are you doing? You're
Me?
not. Yes, you. You're on the Maiden's Deceit.
I guess I'll go unlock my quarters.
It's very unlocked now. What?
11A to B.
Oh my
I didn't
God!
even
You
have
remember?
to check my notes.
Holy schmoly. I am in shock. Just for that, I'm going to give you a bonus.
Woo! I like bonuses.
I'm going to tell you that you should probably go back to the blood.
Oh, I was planning on going back to the blood. Yeah. I will just teleport into the ship right now.
Okay, so while Snarg and Guido are off
late.
shopping for the wrong things,
Well, we'll find a use for
Z
it. Maybe just
arrives
not
at
be
the
for
ship,
airship.
which is currently being
which is
taken over.
which is currently no, it's empty at the moment.
Oh,
as of this
good.
exact point in time. Where the heck's the ship? There it is. Found it. Okay. I have so many images now for this campaign. You have no idea.
Can you go to them while they are shopping and do some stuff with them first, so I can heat us up some dinner?
Okay. Hang on. You're not actually on the destroyer. It just occurred to me. I never found a good picture for.
I should
Danby's.
be. I teleported to it.
Yeah, but you said we're going to them, so now we're at the city.
Oh, okay.
I never found a
I'll be
good
back.
image. Yeah, this is bugging me. I want to go to image. I'm going to go to black for just... Now that we are at... No, not the Maiden's Deceit. We're at Danby's Outpost. Okay.
Better, not as
They've
good as
been
Danny's
captured and are
outpost.
now being held at the enemy's outpost. Is that what you just said?
Totally not what I said. So, Guido and Snarg, you're out, doing your thing, making your stuff, doing your stuff with the making stuff, doing thing.
And the money.
In the money, which I've already told you the gold. I hope somebody wrote that down.
I think you said 42. That's what I...
42 does sound correct. I rolled for it. I remember that.
Oh. It's either 42
When
or
you spent
48.
42 gold on useless crap.
It's not all useless. They've got sugar now.
It's just not
And
useful
flour.
for the airship.
But... and bacon.
Yeah.
Now
And
tell me,
grits.
there's an airship out there that wouldn't be made better by the addition of bacon.
I cannot in good conscience tell you that, sir.
Went out from Danby's Outpost Costco with these huge stacks of bacon.
So you guys are getting all this stuff together. Starts raining again.
Oh.
And it's been raining off and on all day. And you suddenly
God.
realize... Yeah, you hear that? My window's open.
I
mean,
see it.
Yeah. You suddenly realize the reason the town is so bustling right now is they're about to start a new tournament season. That's it.
Guido, Do you mind taking some of this stuff back? Or getting some of the crew to take it back? I want to scope out this tournament real quick. See exactly who's...
You thinking of joining? You'd probably do really well.
Well, maybe. I'm more looking to see what kind of talent they've got.
Oh, you're looking at hiring.
Mhm. I mean, what better way to... I mean, this is a place where all of these gladiators are going to be. And if any of them want to get out of it or do something on the side, now this is relatively close by.
All right. Yeah,
I mean,
I can take. I can take our
you know,
stuff back to the ship. And,
if we want to, we can like hire somebody if you want to come and see too.
Well, I can meet you at the arena after I drop the stuff off.
All right, sure, sounds good. Yeah. If any of the crew want to, kick back for a little bit if they're still around, then, maybe we can treat them out to something.
Okay.
I'll buy, but see you in a little bit.
It looked like you were going to say something, Arsh.
Yes, I was. But then you kept talking, which was totally cool because it gave me a chance to catch up. So, there you are. Doing your thing with the stuff, with the money. You split up, which means Guido heads back towards the ship. The ship, which is guarded by a couple of ranger traps and nothing else.
But I watched Snark set them, so I know how to avoid them.
They're not there.
I'm guessing you need me to roll awareness to see if I notice that they're not there.
Yes.
Because that would be par for the course. 24.
Okay.
They're not there.
They're not there.
I will approach suspiciously.
Door's open. Roll awareness.
Oh,
you roll
that's
a
a
1.
7, not a 1. Okay.
I was gonna say, if you
Guys,
roll a 1,
teleport
you
into
do
the
not
wrong
notice.
ship.
So 18.
Okay. You actually can't, it says. Unless someone redirects you.
See? Here, go visit the other Red's ship.
Actually.
It doesn't appear damaged at all. Wow, I've got a really great crew.
Whoa, crap! Ah,
I didn't shake it up.
I believe you. I need a moment.
Save the laptop.
Ouch.
It's just soda water. It won't hurt the floor.
Ugh.
Oh, while we're taking a bit of a reprieve. Third, has there been any progress on the thing we talked about on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Where was I?
Guido's gone.
Guido's gone. Okay.
But he missed the traps, and the door was open, and he actually noticed both of these things.
That's right. He did.
It's true.
So Guido's going to go in cautiously to the open door. And he is going to spot people who do not look like his crew, who are busily trying to ransack the place. They look really frustrated. You're not there yet. You said to go to them first. They look really frustrated because there's not really much of value on this ship other than the massive treasure pile, which they haven't found yet.
We have a massive treasure pile?
Yeah, I mentioned that. The captain's treasure.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
So I'm gonna set the I'll say groceries down
Clonk. Oh, God!
loudly. Yes.
Hey! This is our
I
Mark.
believe you're on the wrong ship.
This is our Mark. Go steal some from someone else, jackass. Huh. Nobody
I'll
was
give
even
you-
here. It's abandoned.
I'll give you 3 seconds to leave.
Roll initiative.
What's my bonus? Where is it?
I wonder at what point I'm going to teleport into an empty ship.
21.
You go first.
Okay.
Knock the ribcage out. Wait, you don't have a
aim
wrench.
for the ribcage.
Okay. How close am I to them?
Your weapon is bacon.
That's a good point.
No.
You've got a barrel of bacon. Think about it. You have a barrel of bacon, Guido. If you get creative, just saying.
That's why I'm asking. How close am I to them?
We'll say you're like 20 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to throw the barrel at the closest and then pull my sword. And...
That's a flat strength roll for the throw.
Okay. Can I do a Dia spell also?
No, not with all that.
Even with my combat casting?
Yeah.
Okay. So strength is gonna be
1.
11.
11.
That's a
good
miss.
enough.
Really?
He's thinking.
Tell you what, we'll be nice. You go to throw it, and you're like, and you can tell it's not happening.
So you roll it instead.
So you roll it instead, exactly.
Bowling for bandits.
So you, and it rolls down, and nails one of the guys across the shins, and he goes, "Ow! What the hell?"
And the bacon busts.
And the bacon busts, and you've just lost a barrel of bacon.
No, I'm kidding.
That was prime bacon. Like, that cost you, like, all that 42 gold, 40 of it was that bacon.
It's not ruined.
You there, pick that back up and put it back in the barrel.
Oh my god. Okay. So you do that. That's your action. That's your turn. He actually loses his round because his shin's hurt. The next guy charges you and tries to attack you. All of these guys have to roll a 20 to hit you. I'm not even going to ask your AC. He does not hit you. Next guy is like,
I'll hit you.
no, he's a mage.
Oh,
So
ooh.
he's going to go ahead. It's a black mage, actually. So he's going to go ahead and cast Fire 3.
Ooh,
So do you have
Guido.
any SR?
Double checking.
You should.
I don't remember.
Thought I did.
I
But
thought you did
not.
too. I thought you were like the only guy who has SR. in
Yeah,
the group
you are
right
the
now.
only guy that has SR. You had a piece of equipment that we gave you back at Whatchaface
That's
that
what I'm
gave
looking
you SR.
for.
I don't remember. I don't keep track of the equipment I give you guys.
I've got DR.
I only remember it because I was the one that wrote it down. And then we parceled it out.
Was this one of the things from the treasure chest? Because, I mean, I remember you getting an item from the captain's treasury, which was good. I don't remember
No,
what it
this
is.
was from the Lacelle.
From that.
I've
It
got
was-
the SR item.
Oh.
You've got
sarcasm.
the SR item.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right.
Okay, well,
I thought you said last session that you didn't have any SR.
I don't remember that. But anyways, regardless, you take 14 fire damage.
Okay.
Wow, there's a lot of people dead. Oh, no wonder the tank's dead. So 14 fire damage, and then it's someone's turn who rushes around the corner. It's like, what's all that noise? Oh God! It's a I suddenly can't think of the term. There's a derogatory term for a thief that's like stealing
a thief
another.
Of a thief.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it is. Do you remember? Did anyone remember
It's
what that term
not
is?
snitch.
No, it isn't. It's not scab. That's to do with something else entirely.
I am not a thiefer.
I got nothing.
There's apparently a book called Thief of a Thief. Whatever. I'm just gonna make something up right off the top of my head. A blugger.
It's a blugger!
It's a blugger.
Now a blugger.
Get him. And he charges you. Except he doesn't. That's actually a yellow mage, so he's gonna stay back and he's gonna cast a few spells on his fellows, which makes it
You
your
mean
turn.
he's going to cast a spell on his fellow?
Well, a spell on all his fellows, but yes.
Probably haste. These guys can't be too high level.
God, it doesn't really come down.
Go for the rib cage.
Yeah, well,
Go for the...
so last chance to get off my ship.
Your ship? I'm sorry, we were here first, and by the way, if you're actually admitting to having a destroyer, military-grade destroyer, and not actually securing it, you don't deserve this ship anyway, boy.
So that's a 26 to hit,
Which will hit.
and a
Oh my god.
13 to hit.
13 will not.
Okay.
So you hit the
Oh,
guy
hold
who
on.
you...
Hold on. Venom ring.
Okay.
Miss.
Thunder in the background as Guido murders
Miss.
people.
All right. So the first one.
Yeah, we're
is
under a severe
hit.
thunderstorm warning.
If the power goes out, which I really hope it doesn't, because I'll lose the recording then. That's why.
Go ahead and save now, then.
I...
Stop the recording, then restart the recording.
Hang on. Okay, so... Continuing.
30 damage.
30 damage. Okay, so you knock his ribcage out.
And do I get a combat cast on that?
Yes.
Okay. So Dia,
Crap.
do I need to roll to cast?
No, you just need to roll the damage and tell me who you're targeting.
The same guy that.
His
Wait.
ribs just went flying out of him.
You didn't say I killed him.
His ribs are over there. He's
You
dead.
didn't say that.
He dead.
It's only a flesh wound.
Actually, now that I think about it, he might not be dead. Let me roll his health, like, really quick. And by roll, I mean do math, because max health. Actually, no, he's got a little bit of health left. Sorry. I am sorry. So he does have health
He
left.
is going to bleed to death very shortly, though.
Yeah,
Guido.
he's like, hell, the pain. And so now you may dia him at your leisure.
I
So
would deal the yellow mage.
yeah,
There's only one guy in melee range, by the way, to make that clear. The other guys
Right.
are all at the other end of the corridor.
So I'm gonna do a maximized Dia. So that's 14 mana.
Which does, what's your level? 9?
Yeah,
So,
I think. No, 10.
You're level 10?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
So-
level 10.
So 60 damage dead. Which will explode him. His ribs go flying out. No, what actually happens is the... Wait, who did you hit with that?
The mage.
Which mage? The yellow mage or the black mage?
It doesn't matter in this case.
Well, which one did you say was preparing to cast at me?
Both of them.
The yellow
Sorta.
mage is the higher threat. He can buff and debuff.
He has already
and,
buffed.
and he also has exit, so him.
Okay, so the yellow mage is actually not dead then. Sorry. Because yellow mages have a little bit more health. But he is grievously wounded. Oh, pain.
They're only level 3. They can't have that much health.
Oh, so much pain. And it is now the guy in your face's turn who is bleeding profusely.
And he's going to whimper in pain and
He's
try to
going
get
to
away.
whimper in pain, and the adrenaline gives him the strength to attack on. No, I'm kidding. He is actually going to roll to disengage, which he does, so he succeeds at his acrobatics to get the hell away from you. So he,
Attack of opportunity?
acrobatics. He tumbles away.
So no. Okay.
He literally rolls away. I'm sorry.
He was on the ground and he We'll roll awareness to see if you notice the dude at your feet rolling away.
Yeah. I just did the cast, so I'm focused on that.
On that guy.
So he rolls past you, actually, towards the exit, and just starts running for the exit.
How does he run? His rib cage is missing.
No, he's alive.
Not all of it.
Remember,
All of it.
He's still. The Black Mage's turn. The Black Mage is like, oh crap, this is a big one. We better bring out the big stuff. So he casts his biggest spell he has. Which I gotta look up real quick. I just gotta look up the DC, really.
I could have told you that.
Hang on.
He's casting bio, right?
Hang on. No, wrong thing. Where's my spell list? I have a spell list of just spells. Where is it?
I have all of the Black Mage spells. What is he casting?
I don't know.
There's Bio, Drain, Petrify, and Doom available at the 2nd level.
We'll go with Petrify. Where the hell is my spell list?
The DC is...
Whatever, I'll just pull up the thing. That's irritating.
DC of 10 plus spell level.
Okay.
Fortitude save.
So roll me a fortitude.
Wait,
I think Guido has to roll a 1 to fail this.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I have a plus 14 to my fortitude, so
So yes, you literally have to roll a 1.
I rolled a 2.
Oh my god! So you are not petrified.
However, no, it doesn't. It doesn't do damage.
Petrify?
Yeah, it does not do damage.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of break.
Break does damage.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing else happens.
So
funny
he's
thing is,
like, "Oh shit!"
he will use his move action to go back down the corridor.
Yeah.
The yellow mage will follow him and do something that you can't see because it's around the corner, and now it's your turn. There's a guy behind you who's running, and those 2 guys who went around the corridor.
They're heading toward the treasure. No.
Treasure.
I really wish that Defib had a chain
Stop
lightning
trying
effect.
to defib people to death.
I really wish that it was like chain lightning. Because that would just be awesome. Okay. Well, I will use my move to get around the corner and then do 2 maximized dias.
At whom?
1 on each.
Okay. So that's 60 each.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so they are both very dead. Knock them on off.
I'm working on it.
Meanwhile, Zariel.
This is how I teleported to an empty ship, apparently.
You translate in, and you are immediately, literally, a orc gentleman literally runs into you. Clunk! He's bleeding rather severely.
What's wrong?
Oh god, you gotta help me. There's a thief. There's a Lugian thief trying to steal the ship. Or trying to steal from the ship.
Steal my ship.
Trying to steal from the ship.
Why are you... You aren't one of my crew.
How would you know, ma'am?
Because I hired them.
Oh, well, in that case, I don't say that, because he wouldn't. He's kind of blood lost at the moment. Instead, he's just like, hey, crew? What? Yeah, whatever. And he just keeps running. He pushes past you and keeps running.
He's on my ship. He's a thief!
He's oddly missing part of his ribcage.
Yeah, he's oddly missing part. So I'm going to go ahead and kill him.
It's okay. That guy's missing part of his ribcage, so I'm just going to kill him. Because that makes lots of sense in Z-Town.
No.
And I'm critical of Snarg for joining with the freaking Deracost, but I'm just going to kill a guy for being there.
He's leaving my ship, saying that there's a thief on my ship. What was he doing on my ship?
He was robbing it, or trying to. He didn't get anything.
Clearly,
You guys
he
didn't
needs
have
to
jack to
die,
rob.
regardless of why he's running away. Either one of 2 things have happened. Either there's a gang war going on inside my ship,
Which was about to happen if you guys took much longer.
which was about to happen if we took much longer, Or my guys are inside the ship fighting desperately to fight off these guys who were trying to rob my ship, and he thinks that I'm just some bystander who will help him.
Well, how much mana
he's
are you
going
going to
to
blow on
die.
killing this guy? Because he's got 4 health.
He's got 4 health.
But, so you can tell he's wounded.
We will go ahead and cast. We're gonna waste. We're gonna waste 2 mana on him.
I'll blow 2 mana on this worthless sack. Ahem.
Pretty much 173, and we will cast fire.
Now the funny thing is that could still not kill him.
Yeah, I know. In which case, I'll just chase him and kill him. I'd rather not waste the additional mana. I know I'm going to kill him. He can't get away. It kills him.
Damn it.
8 damage.
I was really looking forward to you rolling 3 1s. Or whatever. Or 2 1s, excuse me. So yeah, he's... Tell my wife I said hello.
Not even I love her? Rifle through his bag to find out his identification so I can tell his wife that he said hello.
His wife happens to be an extremely lovely lycanthrope woman.
Oh, joy.
I'm kidding. So he is dead. Guido's people are dead.
Okay, I'm headed inside to find out what's going on, and I am going to...
You find a barrel of opened bacon,
Is there bacon on my ship?
and it's just sitting there in the corridor, just open.
So I'm going to sit the bacon back up, put the lid back on it, continue down the corridor.
You spot Guido, who just killed 2 guys.
Is that all of them?
Far as I can tell. Welcome back.
Let's do a quick scan of the ship. Where is Snarg?
He went off to the arena to look at possibly hiring some of the winners.
Have you been here the whole time?
I
We
feel
went
like
to the
pointing
marketplace.
out that
I wonder where the bacon came from.
I feel like
Oh,
pointing
I
out
threw
that
that.
Zerial doesn't actually know where you are, what city or anything like that.
Why are we landed?
Picking up supplies.
Bacon.
Supplies?
Wait.
The bacon was Snarg's idea, wasn't
Hang on. No. Sorry. I want you to roll willpower to resist bacon.
No clue what the DC for resisting bacon is.
It's pretty high.
That's a 17.
That is not high enough. It was a 20. So, as you're thinking about it, you're like...
Willpower to resist bacon, everyone.
So,
20.
as you're thinking about it, you're like, I'd like to be upset about this, but having bacon on the ship could really be good for morale. And
Right?
And you love bacon.
I do love bacon, so I'll forgive you this once, but you and Snarg both went... Who was watching the ship?
Sorry, I was tabbed, but lol.
Who was watching the ship?
I came back to drop off the supplies.
Yeah, to drop off the supplies. Who was left to watch the ship?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, it's situations exactly like this that means that Bonebreaker is gonna leave us!
You had a destroyer and you just sat there with a big old sign saying, "Please don't steal our destroyer."
I left you in charge of our... Do you have any idea how expensive this ship is?
Well, not as expensive as it was when it was new.
That is true.
Go!
Not
Collect
helping.
Snarg and the rest of the crew. We are leaving.
I do have to admit that Snarg's idea of
Collecting bacon.
no, that was my idea. No, he's looking at the potential winners of the arena tournament to see if anyone wants to join the Blood Foxes.
I tell you what, if you two participate in the arena and win, I will forgive you. But send the rest of the crew back here. We are going to the Blood Fox to repair the ship.
Blood Ridge. Or Fox Ridge. Fox Ridge.
What'd I say?
Blood Fox.
Why are we participating? We're trying to hire the winners, not beat the winners.
Well,
It'll give you a fair chance to evaluate their strength on a one-on-one basis. Why not?
Wait. This is a great opportunity to quote the Matrix. You cannot know someone until you have fought them.
I don't recall that from being in the Matrix movie.
That's because you're... Yeah, I get the joke.
So, you two go fight and find yourselves some useful people, hopefully more useful than you two, and I will take the crew and take the ship to go be repaired.
You know, considering Guido just curb stomped 3 decently leveled people, they were level 5, by the way. I don't know. I think you're being kind of harsh here.
I'm also going to let Z know my suspicions on the potential of the crew abandoning the ship.
Who would blame them?
I would expect them to fulfill their contract. So
No,
I'm
the
trying.
deal was they show me their competency, and I pay them the whole amount. They are coming out of retirement. No one would blame them for abandoning at this point.
I thought they were hired on for a month.
They were hired on for a month, with half of the money down now and half of it to be paid upon completion. The intent was, and I discussed this with the captain as well as with you guys because you were right there with me, that they would show me their competency on this particular trip, and we would determine if further negotiations would occur. However,
Or
it is
following
their
months.
choice. Yes, it is their choice. If they choose to abandon, it's not like this was a military. There's no physical contract that was in place.
I just feel like pointing out that, at least in my opinion, the helmsman certainly earned his pay on that one.
Oh yeah, they worked extremely well under extremely dire conditions. I would not blame them for leaving. It is their choice. Now, I would like for them to return to the ship.
Well,
So, if you could please, while I watch the ship, go gather them and send them back to me, I would appreciate it.
that was the plan. They were
Okay.
going out for supplies, so I
Yes.
was hoping to convince them to return to the ship after the supply run. But if they are abandoning, that's what I was trying to determine. So
They are honorable men and women. They will at least return the supplies to the ship before they leave. I have that, no doubt.
Suddenly, the entire ship shakes violently. Everyone do the Star Trek thing. Even Snark, who's out there at the Coliseum. Okay, I actually would love to talk about the Coliseum thing right now, but it's almost 10. So let's do a quick wrap-up of a couple of things. First of all, I would like to know how you're guarding the ship. Are you literally standing at the door, or are you just killing people as they come in?
I'm going to close the door.
Okay, now are you going to
And
stand there?
Yeah!
Okay, lots of people try to steal from you.
And I will kill them all.
Well, no, most of them stop the moment they see someone there. Most of them are like, because the ship looks, for all intents and purposes, abandoned.
Yeah, I'm going to, by the way, the first couple that come, I'm going to petrify.
You.
I'm not
What?
going to do anything else. I'm just going to petrify them there so that they're standing outside the ship petrified. So what happens is they run up, and then just right inside the door are like 2 or 3 petrified people with me just standing there.
You can cast Petrify 8, correct? Because you have 2 Orator levels?
Mm-hmm. I can also cast it maximized.
Oh, wow. I thought that was an 18 for just a second, which would have made it, but it's not, so they're petrified.
Yeah, so I have a couple of petrified people standing there, literally just right inside the door, and then me. So every time they open the door, there's... And I'm just standing there.
Okay, that will work. Yes, we know.
Basically, I'm intending for intimidation purposes.
After a little bit more time has passed, Guido goes out, of course, to search for the people and, of course, get the rest of the supplies back. A small group of banderlings who look very poor are literally carrying a fairly large amount of cargo in barrels, boxes, crates, etc., towards the ship. And they are in
Crew with them.
They tell you that they were hired for a pittance, basically, but that's how that works. To carry that from here to here, there to here. And so they did so, because that's how that works.
I'll give them a bonus.
And they're like, yay, and they go off, and they go to watch the latest game, which is starting later this afternoon. And that's the worst cliffhanger I've ever had, but you know what, whatever.
I'm assuming that because these people were brought the supplies back to the ship, my crew is not returning.
Very unlikely. And
I can pilot it. We're fine.
at least not with the current circumstances as they are. I should put it that way. And then we cut off.